Leon, we want your perspective. What is going on with the Celtics right now? Broad question. Didn't even get to.
Look, this is the topic of the day. I don't know. Look, let's check this out. I gotta give y'all my analysis though. But
yeah, let's do that.
But I think the Celtics' problem is they trying to find an identity, and what's they struggling with their identity. Of course, they haven't had all their guys the whole year. People been in and out of the lineup. It's been a crazy year. But what I've been seeing is sometimes the guys is not playing as hard as they need to be. Sometimes they're not making multiple effort on the defensive end. When you're giving up 50, 60 points in the paint on consecutive games, that's about effort. That's about people. You don't want people coming in your house. That's about letting people in your house and doing what they want. And I know everybody don't want to do that. And the Celtics, sometimes they do a lot of one-on-ones. It's a lot of one-on-ones. And usually in the NBA game, you only go one-on-one, clear out type of style basketball. It's like in the fourth quarter, a late clock in different quarters, shot clock running down, stuff like that. But the Celtics seem to go one-on-one, your turn, my turn, probably every other play. And it's hurting them. And it's killing their offense. It's killing the offensive flow. And so they need to do a better job with that. But I've been saying this the whole time. I've been saying this every single game. They need to do a better job. We beat some of the good teams, some of the bad teams. But when we shoot a lot of threes and we hit a lot of threes, that's when we win. But when those threes don't go in, what do? We resort to these one-on-one type of I do it myself type of basketball, in which that's not going to cut it. And it's definitely not going to cut it in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think for most Celtics fans, it would be one thing if this team didn't have good players and just weren't getting it done. Then you'd be like, you know what? They just trying to figure it out. They're going to be all right because they this, they that. You can make explanation as to why they're not getting it done. But this is your core group has been to the conference finals 3 of the last 4 years. You got guys who are under age of 25 who've got more playoff experience than guys who are 30 and 35 that they're going to be battling. So they understand what it takes to win, but for whatever reason, there's a disconnect between what they do and what they know. And your point, Leon, about the three-point shooting, one of the I don't have a problem with them shooting threes, but what I would like to see them do more of is make sure that ball touches the paint first and force that defense to move a little bit so that if you kick it out for a three, then it's going to be probably an open one or lightly contested. Or if the defense doesn't react till you put the ball in the paint, go for a layup, attack them at the rim. Just do it. And to your point, I love end of the game type situations when you got a guy like Tatum, when you got a guy like Jaylen Brown, who more times than not can get their own shot off the dribble. And because they have become more aware of the guys around them, you now have to worry about them dishing to a wide open shooter as opposed to them just going to the rack looking for theirs. They become much more potent. And again, I don't think we're saying anything that they don't know, but there's a disconnect between what they do and what they know how to do.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's like you got to take a deeper dive into it, right? When the guys are passing, I look at it in depth. When the guys are just passing the ball around the perimeter, you want to pass to create assist opportunities for your teammates. And what I've been noticing, they just passing to get rid of because they don't have a shot. And if that's the case, and that's what been going on. So now you're just throwing the ball back around with no continuity on offense, and you just passing it back and forth until the shot clock run out. Then Tatum, Brown, you do it. And then we chuck up a three. And then the other thing, you said, you wanted to touch the paint. But I get mad sometimes when we win these games, when we hit a lot of threes. And I'll give you one example. We hit a lot of threes with Orlando. It took us 23 threes or 24 threes the first time we played Orlando. But guess how many threes we took? We took 54 threes. That's way too many threes. That's not going to happen in the playoffs. Even if you get into the playoffs, it's not going to happen in a play-in game. You're taking 54 threes.
Against Orlando.
And you living by it, you dying by it. And that's a problem. We should have more versatility in our offense instead of just going one-on-one or just chucking up heck of threes and seeing if they go in. Just because we can shoot it, any team in the NBA can come down and just chuck up threes. Yeah, they got three-point shooters. But no, you want to get some continuity. You want to get something going to the basket. and you want to keep them 3-point attempts to a minimum. You don't want to be 54 3-point attempts. No, I like to see more free throw attempts. I like to see more paint touches. And I like to see more easy baskets and getting out in transition. They need to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know there's no perfect science to it, but from your experience, how do you bridge that gap with the disconnect and maybe get it to click for either them or, I mean, you know, from your perspective, how do you fix it?
It's the mindset. And I always tell people it's the mindset. When I was on my OA team, it's the mindset. KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, they can come down every single time and take the shot. But I had a post up, I'll give you an example. I had a post up a mismatch. I gave it to KG. He kicked it back to me. No, what you doing? You got the mismatch. We going to you. So you take advantage of that. See, I need some, like the Celtics, they don't do that. They rely more on that one-on-one type of game and heavily shooting three-pointers. And when you do that, it's just you become reliant on it. And then when you rely on it, now you live by it and you die by it, and that's not going to win the championship. That's not going to win many playoff games as well. But you gotta have responsibility too. And I tell everybody, I'm gonna mention Gordon Hayward once because I don't want to get in trouble. But Gordon Hayward was the facilitator of that offense. If you look at the offense now, can you tell me one person who's a facilitator that's setting everybody up that you can trust and count on each and every day to do that? I don't see one person. I see a lot of guys out there jacking up shots. And not saying they bad shots or good shots. Sometimes they bad shots, sometimes they good shots. You just never know, but they take them. And while the other 4 players are standing on the perimeter looking, like you got to be moving and doing stuff. But when you got that much responsibility, you get that much freedom in the offense, Tatum and Brown, and you still got to be cautious of how you go about doing things. That's what I mean by that. Going about doing things and meaning I need to make sure I get my teammates an open look. If I see my guy hit one, I'm coming right back to him because I know I can shoot the ball at any time. But I want to get them going because I'm gonna need them guys late. They got to start thinking that way and stop thinking just in the moment. That's all.